Hi there! Welcome to Apple World. So it appears as though we at long last know reality with regards to Marjorie Harvey's bamboozling tales, on the grounds that Lori just uncovered what truly occurred. We're not going to go off the deep end and simply pursue this multitude of awful choices since we can. We're actually going to be capable. It's been several days since the tricking, gossipy tidbits about Marjorie and Steve Harvey raising a ruckus around town, and their little girl Lori has at long last spilled the tea on what truly occurred. What's more, you all won't really accept the crazy point she needs to make. Did she simply concede that her mother cheated? In any case, assuming they are, I truly trust that Steve Harvey has a prenup. Yet, in the present moment, bits of hearsay are whirling on Twitter that Marjorie went behind Steve's back with his body. No doubt, each time we discuss Steve Harvey and the show happening in his family, we understand increasingly more exactly how screwed up and tumultuous things are, far in the background. That is to say, certain people like to model for charming pictures and the gram, yet the show going on is absolutely crazy. I'm discussing a telenovela-type show that even the Kardashians would seek to be. No doubt things are insane in the Harvey family, and these new conning charges that were made against Marjorie are only a hint of something larger with regards to the tumult that is going on. As per the tea being spilled by insiders in the loop, Steve's family is at present divided in two, with one half being his own 4 organic youngsters and the other half being Marjorie and her children. Steve is as of now trapped in these two gatherings. However, sources guarantee that he is inclining increasingly towards Marjorie and her children. However, this truly isn't business as usual for anybody that Steve would pick Marjorie over his own youngsters, since he is continually spreading the word that she is his main and precedes any other individual, even his own kids. Indeed, even Marjorie's children precede his own children, truth be told. Also, it's really clear to each and every individual who's been following the Harvey family for any time currently that, out of the entirety of his 7 children, Marjorie has 3, which rank as his main concern, and Lori starts things out. Everyone realizes that Lori is by a long shot Steve's number 1, and she couldn't possibly step out of line in his eyes. Furthermore, that aggravates this even more since she's the person who's broadcasting out his private issue like this. In any case, we will get to that show shortly. So like I said, individuals have consistently felt like Steve loves Marjorie's children much more than his own. Furthermore, he has reliably demonstrated this again and again in the 18 years he's been married to Marjorie. In addition to the fact that he was answerable for 100% of their bills, he has likewise taken on each of Marjorie's 3 children. Presently, this didn't appear to be legit to the vast majority in light of the fact that Marjorie's initial 2 children were grown-ups at that point, so there was actually no requirement for them to try to be embraced in any case. Yet insiders uncovered that Marjorie pushed for Steve to embrace her grown-up kids since she realized that they would be lawfully qualified for a piece of Steve's property if and when he passed. She additionally made him give her children his last name since she didn't maintain that they should be connected to their natural dads. What's more, on the off chance that you're asking why, it's not on the grounds that Steve's a tycoon with a ton of clout in Hollywood. At the end of the day, that was most likely a major piece of the explanation. In any case, the genuine story behind this is that her 2 child daddies were street pharmacists who were busted and went to jail. So she needed to give her children another record. Furthermore, what is the preferable method for doing that over a tycoon with enough impact in Hollywood to get her children the professions they need? Indeed, Marjorie didn't need to push much in light of the fact that Steve had been enamored with her for quite a long time, and he was eager to do anything it took for her to be his lady everlastingly. Presently, for those of you who don't have any idea, Steve initially met Marjorie during the 90s, when she was a visitor at the show he was performing at, and he promptly experienced passionate feelings for her. Be that as it may, he was a poor kid in those days, and Marjorie was still with her street pharmacist, her first spouse, so she turned him down and advised him to get his coins together. Indeed, he ultimately did exactly that and separated from his second spouse to accompany Marjorie. Presently, similar to what I said, he took her children in and adored them, making Maury his one. Presently, there have been hypotheses among fans as to why Lori is his one. Certain individuals feel that this is on the grounds that she's the most youthful and, consequently, the child of the family. Others are persuaded that this is a result of her looks. Presently, Lori is stunning, and in the event that you have to take a hard pass, you are most likely a critic. Also, individuals are persuaded that, to this end, Steve deals with her like she's his main girl. Well, he even took her on one of our yearly dad-girl dates to my #1 Japanese calf. Furthermore, you recently began conversing with me about folks, and you just let me know that you generally upheld me and would continuously show up for me regardless of anything. Furthermore, you adored me. Then again, he didn't actually go to his twin girl's secondary school graduation since he just couldn't be annoyed at that point. As per an insider, I went to high school with the twins. There were a couple of years in front of me, however. Individuals generally talked in. Everyone was focused on them in view of who their dad was. He was absent at their graduation, yet his partiality toward Lori didn't stop there since he gave her a general tour of the business and showed her how to explore. To become famous as Harvey. This makes sense of why Lori is the only one of Steve's youngsters to become famous in the business, and I need to concede that she is finding real success. Tragically, this has caused some show in the family, in light of the fact that Steve's children actually feel a certain way about Lori being the main Harvey kin. According to an insider, he made the best decision by embracing Marjorie's children and loving them like his own. Be that as it may, there's a ton of disagreement among the mixed Harvey group. There has sadly been some envy waiting among the kin over Lori, who is the most popular of every one of Steve's children, assuming control over the spotlight with her high-profile love life. Indeed, incidentally, Steve's preference for Lori has gotten him her dependability. 2 or 3 weeks prior, bits of hearsay circumvented the fact that Marjorie had gone behind Steve's back with his guardian and their confidential gourmet specialist. Presently, many individuals accept this in light of the fact that, as per Steve, his protector is the person who connected him back up with Marjorie the following decade. What's more, talking about Individuals magazine, Steve said he told me, "Look, the only time I've ever seen you cheerful was at the point at which you were with that lady, Marjorie. Presently, before you proceed to accomplish something dumb and wed another lady, I'm calling it. It was like being reawakened. I screwed up so often in my life." She had a significant effect. At the point when you're blissful at home, you can get a great deal of things going. Individuals tracked down the abnormality that the guardian was still in touch with Marjorie after a decade, particularly since Steve himself wasn't even in contact with her. So when bits of gossip about her taking part in extramarital entanglements with the protector went around, individuals trusted it, and things got exceptionally chaotic for a great time. What's more, Steve is still recuperating from that chaotic circumstance. However, Steve, in the long run, approached me to deny the claims. Before I get, just let me say I'm fine. Indeed, you do. I'll be fine. All right. Indeed, even Marjorie took to her Instagram to deny these and compose my better half, and I don't generally stop to address all the absurdities and untruths that have been spread about us. In any case, to whom much is given, much is required. I comprehend that with my foundation comes some kind of obligation to the people who probably won't be areas of strength, however strong we may be. Yet, as per an insider, Lori accepts that there is a gigantic opportunity that Marjorie did, truth be told, feel weak at the knees over. The insider added that Lori has consistently given Marjorie's relationship with the protector the side eye and contemplated whether there was more happening than there was appearing. Yet, in the long run, she chose to mind her business and avoid it. The insider likewise added that Lori wouldn't precisely get it past her mom to have a thing with the guardian. However, she realizes that Marjorie could never leave Steve on the grounds that she cherishes Steve and doesn't anticipate getting separated for a third time frame. Another party basically said exactly the same thing, but added that Lori doesn't buy Steve and Marjorie's proclamations since she realizes that they are both attempting to hide any hint of failure. Additionally, neither Steve nor Marjorie precisely emerged to say that Marjorie didn't swindle. Also, that lets us know all that we require you to be aware of. Is Lori marrying her mother that way? It seems as though it is not set in stone to get her legacy, regardless of whether it implies blaming everything on her mother. The roads have been talking, honey, and leaving remarks saying it's difficult to accept. Marjorie Harvey, Lori Harvey, senior witch with assistance. Furthermore, certain individuals accept that this is Steve's karma returning to get him, saying these extremely confident men consider Steve Harvey a brown nose. I would like for them to move with mindfulness that the buddy betrayed all his past spouses. The game just found him, and presently it's his chance to cry. Marjorie was around here basically going about the master's responsibilities, and Marjorie betraying Steve must be the most amusing thing ever in light of the fact that man went behind his then, at that point, spouse's back with Marjorie. Then, at that point, he separated from his then spouse. At the point when you at last became showbiz royalty, he wed Marjorie and embraced her children, leaving his own.